Do you know why it's so hard to change bad habits, or why it's so hard to start to do things differently, like eat healthier or start exercising or get up earlier or cut back on drinking? It's not just you. There's nothing wrong with you. This is a real thing. So you truly are at a battle with yourself in your own mind. Now, spiritually, a lot of people will say this is the battle of good and evil in the mind. You know, some people call it like spiritual warfare. But scientifically or biologically, there is a real reason for this. And I'm here to explain this to you so that you can be gentle with yourself around how hard it is to break these bad habits. So the way the human brain is developed makes it really hard to follow through with even small changes, especially if we have another option that requires less energy or if it's more pleasurable. So there are two systems in your brain that are opposing one another. So the first system I'm going to talk about is just our limbic system. So the limbic system is our primitive system. It developed in order to help us survive. So it's very necessary. It's involved in reproduction and eating, sleeping. You know, it's when we have that fight, flight, freeze response. This is your primitive system kicking in, and it's automatic, which is great. However, we have the prefrontal cortex, which is more in the front of the brain, and this portion of our brain evolved later, and this portion of our brain is involved in rational decision making, in our social interactions. It helps us to make smart choices. And the problem with our brain is that the prefrontal cortex, involved in more decision making, is weaker than the limbic system. And so here we have these two opposing parts of our brains actually at battle with one another when it comes to changing these bad habits. So we're stuck with these two opposing guidance systems, and then what do we do with that? So as a therapist, this is when we teach clients a lot of different skills to be able to overcome this limbic system, this desire for the brain to take the path of least resistance, which is what it will always do given the option. So the first thing you can do is just start to notice these opposing parts of your brain happening in real time. And this is what mindfulness is. Mindfulness is being able to observe our thoughts. So you can actually just become an observer of this back and forth in your mind. And that would be the first thing to start doing. Now, as soon as you decide to do something different, your automatic brain, your primitive brain, will probably try to talk you out of it and think of all the reasons why you shouldn't do it, making excuses, procrastinating. So it's because your brain just wants to live on automatic. So this is why we say that the brain is great at helping us to survive, but it's not great at helping us thrive. So I hope this has been helpful. You can go to my YouTube channel to learn some different ways to, we say, hack into this system to learn how to make it easier to do the things that you know that you need to do for yourself.